Let's use the pen tool in Adobe Illustrator. The pen tool is probably the most awesome, powerful tool that you're going to use in Illustrator. You're going to use it 95% of the time to probably draw or trace something. So the pen tool is this icon right here. It looks like a fountain pen. And when you're using it, it uses a stroke and a fill, just like everything in Illustrator. And the best way to describe it is playing dot to dot. Basically what you're going to do is connect the dots with the pen tool. So to start drawing, you just click once and that creates an anchor point. And then if you click again, then it makes a line between the two dots here. If you click again, it makes another line using the stroke tool, but it also fills in your color. So you can create all sorts of shapes just by clicking and filling it in, just like that. Now that's all well and good, but the pen tool is really powerful because it makes curved lines. So let's do that. For curved lines, if you click once and then you click and hold your mouse down, you can drag a handle or pull a handle out and kind of bend the line. See how the line bends, the path bends a little bit. You can make it bend a lot by dragging the handle a lot or just a little bit. So now we have a line here, and then the fill fills in everything inside of that curved line. Alright, so if we can click and drag and draw some more, we get kind of a blob going here. And then if I fill it in, that's how we can use curved lines. Now, the best way to make curved path or Bezier curves or whatever you want to call them right now is to actually turn your fill tool off. So I'm going to turn my fill tool off, and then make sure your stroke is something bright. I'm using red, and I like to turn up my stroke weight just a little bit so I can see it. So let's make some better curves here. So you always start with a anchor, and then if you're going to do some curves, what you do is you click and you pull and you drag the handles out, and now you need to kind of plan ahead when you're drawing these. Okay, the handle should kind of really point to where your next point's going to be, or the next place you're going to click. So if I drag a handle out, here's what's going to happen. If I click my next point basically straight in line with this handle, it's going to draw a straight line, just like that. Okay, and I'll draw another little curve here. If I draw a point above the handle, it's going to curve it's going to curve up, automatically curves up. If I click below the handle, it automatically curves down. So let's click down here, see how it automatically curves down. I can draw another handle here like this. And now I can click and it'll automatically curve in. And now if I click down here, it'll automatically curve out. And if I click inside here, it automatically curves in. So that's how you can draw some curves. Now, once in a while, you don't want curves. Like if you want a nice sharp corner there, or a change of direction, then if you hold your mouse over the anchor, right there, a little convert anchor icon shows up next to your pen tool. So you click it, one handle disappears, and now you have a nice sharp corner there. So let's do that again. So I clicked and I'm dragging a handle out. If I want a nice sharp corner there, I can just click, take that away, and then that's how you can draw or trace anything to your heart's desire using the pen tool. So now that we kind of know how the pen tool works, let's trace something. So I've kind of set up this dot to dot of a football. We're going to start here, and we're going to actually put anchors everywhere there is a red dot. Again, my suggestion to you is to turn the fill off when you're tracing something. Turn your stroke up a little bit. I have it set at 4, and the color that I'm choosing is green for the Packers, but also so that I can see it. So I'm going to use the pen tool, and I'm going to start here with just a regular anchor point. I'm going to click in this red circle here, and I'm going to drag my handle out and kind of point to that next spot that I want to click on. So you got to plan ahead a little bit. So I click there. I'm going to click on this anchor point, drag it out. I'm going to let it go, and now I can have this smooth curve happening here. So I'm going to click here, drag it out a little bit. On the next one, if I click below it, it's going to curve down, so I already know that my football is going to look pretty good if I go like that. I'm going to come on here, again, kind of point to where I'm going. If you drag it out too much, look what happens to your curve. So again, kind of plan ahead and understand how the handle affects that path. Get to the end, and I want a sharp corner there, so I'm going to drag it out to get my, my decent looking curve there, but now I'm going to click once to convert that to a sharp corner. And now I just keep going. And as I keep going here, I'm going to drag and I'm going to pull that handle out so it goes to the, points to the next spot. And eventually, you, with lots of practice, you will get really speedy at this. Go like this here. I actually have a little dot in there that I probably don't need. I'm just going to skip that. And when I click here to fill it, or to end it, there's going to be a nice little circle. And when that happens, ooh, I probably should have bent that a little bit. What happens then is I can choose a fill color, like maybe a brown for the football. Here, maybe, you know, a lighter-ish brown. That. Click OK. And then my lace is in here. Probably should have been white. But now I have a football, not really well drawn, but drawn with the pen tool.